Shut up and sit down.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Ken Frederick Podcast. This is episode 20.
20! Woo!
I want to say thank you for listening, and if you stumbled across this on the interwebs.
On Winterfell? Is that what you want to say?
All right. You can find us at kfpodcast.com, Facebook /kfpodcast.com, and on the Twitter at KenFredPodcast. Today's episode is about video game movies and the Warcraft spoiler episode of the movie.
It's about Justin saw Warcraft and we didn't because we don't want to see it. So we're going to let him talk about it, and then we're going to make fun of it, and then we're going to talk about why video game movies suck.
There's sure been more bad ones than good ones.
Yeah, there has been.
So,
I'm here. Ken's here.
I'm here.
Who's that guy over there?
That's Justin.
Yeah, who are you?
Ken.
All right, who am I?
Jerk.
All right. Ladies, gentlemen, the cheese review.
The cheese stands alone.
The cheese reviews movies because he goes alone on a Saturday. No, you actually went and saw this on a Wednesday.
It was Wednesday night.
Okay.
Wednesday night, you paid for 3D glasses.
I did have to pay for 3D glasses. I was
And then you
upset.
put them in a box and didn't even keep them.
Let me ask you a question. Did you mix Skittles and or not Skittles?
M&M's and Reese's Pieces.
M&M's, Reese's Pieces?
No, because I didn't go to Cranberry. I went to the McCandless Theater.
Would you have them?
Just popcorn and a Coke.
You didn't get an Ecto Cooler?
No.
I did not get Ecto Cooler.
You didn't have any Junior Mints?
I'm not a big fan of
Did you get some ice cream?
Nope.
How about some popcorn?
Did get some popcorn.
Did you have a young lady with you?
I did not.
Oh, okay. All right. Did you have your robot girlfriend? Who is your...
Was there any young girls you could be like...
We kind of make fun of Justin that his computer at home that he works on is his girlfriend. Kind of like the one from SpongeBob that yells at, what's his name? Plankton. Honey, did you go out last night? Where were you? That movie was not 2.5 hours long. Please come home soon. I need to play art.
So I've been reduced to Plankton.
You're Plankton now. Is what we're. I'm so sorry to your mom. We love. You know we love you. We're just joking. We actually do love him. Okay. So Warcraft.
All right. I actually liked it a lot more than I thought I was going to. I went into it as...
What were the expectations?
The expectations were not good. They were low because video game movies have a history of being really bad.
See, this is what bothers me on a fundamental level is...
Tell him, Ken.
Why would you go to something if you don't think it's going to be any good?
Because I made him. So we could talk about it.
Don blackmailed me a little bit, but...
What did you say to him? I saw the text that
I told him, you go see it or I'm going to punch you in the nuts. I don't know. I just asked him. He was like, yeah I'll go.
No, I kind of wanted to see it.
Because that orc girl turned you on. You like a good underbite.
You like a chick with big, nasty teeth like that, huh?
He's like, hey, baby, I scored 2 home runs in one game once.
Never going to live that down.
No.
I like the sword and sorcery movies, the Lord of the Rings, the Hobbit. The Hobbit was not as great as I wanted it to be, but it was all right. And
they stretched a tiny book into three-hour movies.
Yeah,
that's what the problem was.
Exactly. But I never played the Warcraft game, so I didn't go into it with any of the lore from the game.
Yeah,
and the
no
story.
lore, ladies and gentlemen.
Jesus. So
You did it.
As someone who was not a fan of the game, I went into it just for the sword and sorcery genre. And I thought it was pretty good. I recognize that for fans of the game, there were probably some things that were glossed over or, things that they didn't do well.
This is like not like a Xbox game. This was like one of those online role-playing
Yeah,
games.
one of those online MMO role-playing.
Didn't it start as like a... It started, I think, as like a dungeon crawler, like almost like you made a character and fought and just kept fighting people.
Is dungeon crawler the right name?
Like it's a game where you just go through and you grind and you kill things, and there wasn't a lot of people.
You get experience, and you build your character, and
I thought that was the name of like a Halloween donut. Sorry.
Seriously?
Dungeon crawler, Halloween donut. That needs a picture.
What kind of donut does Daenerys Targaryen enjoy? A dragon crawler. That's what that is.
A dungeon crawler. All right. So, and go ahead.
So going in, some of the good things. The CGI, when it was close up of the orcs,
Was good.
was really, really good.
Are the orcs good in this movie? Because orcs, I think, are bad, like
From the Lord of the Rings. So it's a little complicated.
Okay.
One of my friends who was a big World of Warcraft guy asked me on my Facebook when I had checked into the theater that I was going. He asked me, "Are you Horde or are you Alliance?"
Are you a whore or are you in an alliance?
Horde.
Oh, okay.
Horde or Alliance? And I said, I don't know. I never played the game.
And he was like, "Get out of here."
Kind of, yeah. Actually, his response was, "Well, then I don't know why you're there. I don't know what you're going to get out of it."
Yeah.
But, so the Horde is the orc clan. There's multiple clans that make up their army, and it's called the
Careful,
Horde.
don't give us the whole entire lore of this movie. We're going to start yelling.
And then the Alliance, you don't get to see until the very end of the movie.
Oh, yeah.
The Alliance ends up being like
Humans.
mages, the
Decepticons.
Donuts.
everybody but the orcs, essentially. Elves and what are the little dwarves? Dwarves, thank you.
Midgets. No, dwarfs.
Oh, God.
Okay.
I'm cutting that out.
I'm shaking my head.
Shaking my damn head.
But so this was really an origin story to the world.
Okay.
And
We are the world.
that's great. But from that perspective, I thought it did a good job. It made me interested in what else they could bring to the screen in a sequel.
I kind of feel like this movie will be on FX one night, and I'll watch it.
That's exactly what I just said. I
That's
said in 5 years.
exactly
Maybe
what Ken said.
if on HBO I'll catch it, and I'll
Yeah.
be like, oh, I'll record this and sit there at 2 o'clock in the morning and watch it and
Yeah.
go, it's all right. You know, I'm not gonna rent it. I'm not gonna buy it.
No.
You know, I might catch it. Warcraft Friday night FX.
Redbox for $1.
Yeah, maybe Redbox for $1, but that takes. I don't ever bring a Redbox back the next day, so it's Redbox for $18. Is really what it is.
One of the surprising thing to me, the two most compelling characters in the whole movie were two orcs. It wasn't any of the human characters.
Was it the makeout scenes that really got you going?
Was it that big guy from the movie?
It
the
was,
big guy.
yeah.
I don't want his name.
I'm going to tell you his
James
name.
Orkinsmith.
Orc the Nork.
Durotan.
Oh,
And-
Durotan.
And his mate, Draka, were the two most compelling
How do they
characters.
kiss with those big teeth in her
It's a
mouth?
little awkward.
They just hook them and they smash your faces.
No,
together.
and smash their faces together.
It's much like Eskimo kissing, but
The magic was cool. The battle magic that they did, it looked
Battle
neat.
magic.
And they used it well. There were defensive spells. It was similar to the game, and it, like I said, it looked really cool because they would do this, the magic circle on the ground that would, then the energy would come up. It looked really cool.
Okay.
But the acting on the human characters was
Horrible.
It wasn't horrible, but it was not to the caliber I've seen some of these actors put out in other movies.
All right, so in layman's
He's
terms,
seen some of these actors put out in other movies.
well, let's see what these movies they put out in.
But like Ben Foster,
I don't know any people. I know 0 people's names.
You're going to start naming people who have no idea who they are.
Tell
Matt
me who,
Murray. No, sorry.
Ben Foster was in Lone Survivor.
Nope, no
Never
idea.
saw it. What else?
All right, maybe you don't. He was in 30 Days of Night.
Nope.
How long ago was that movie
It was
out?
a long time ago. 2007.
So anyway, it's a bunch of people we've never heard of in a
But
movie.
Justice watched him put out before.
in a movie lore that we never heard
But
of.
a lot of these people are pretty good actors, and performances were not
So
great.
not on a regular movie. Like, okay, here's the thing. So the director came out and said, this is going to be like the next Lord of the Rings. Is it the next Lord of the Rings?
Definitely not.
Okay.
Because it doesn't have the quality of the Lord of the Rings.
Okay.
It's just...
It doesn't have little guys with big feet. And whatever
It
that-
doesn't have the history of Lord of the Rings either. I mean, for a sword and sorcery movie, it was good.
How many times are you going to say sword and sorcery?
A lot. Sword and sorcery.
Who was the main villain?
The main villain
An
was
orc?
was an orc, and he was
James McOrkenstein.
kind of the leader of the entire horde.
The leader of the Horde is Hordak.
His
Right?
name
From-
From She-Ra.
Yeah.
was Gul'dan, and he
Oh, Gul'dan.
And what was the other guy? Dradan? A lot of Dans.
Durotan.
Duratan.
Durotan.
And
But-
the butane and the propane and the...
But basically, he was evil because of the magic that he was wielding. It was life essence magic. So he had to suck the life essence out of people to power the magic.
This is,
this movie.
yeah.
Okay.
All right, so can we get into
And
a little
2
spoil-
hours.
It corrupted him, and he became evil, and
Okay.
he was trying to conquer worlds because the magic took it took the life out of their
Seems
planet.
like the plot to Moonwalker, the Michael Jackson.
Oh, jeez.
How's this rank in video game movies?
Video game movies, because of the history here, is pretty terrible. I'd put it in the top 5 of video game movies.
Okay.
Maybe even top 5. I'm not going to go higher than top 5.
I can't wait to hear what you think the best one is.
The best video game.
We'll get to that.
We'll get there.
So what else do you want to ask him about Warcraft?
Well, I want spoiler reviews now.
All right, like what kind of spoiler?
So did I don't even know. I don't even know where to
What do you
begin.
even care about? What are you going to be like, well, don't tell me, is Giant Man in it? No, he's not in it. Spider-Man didn't swing by in this movie?
No Spider-Man.
Is there any futuristic stuff and it's all...
No.
Was
Swords
there
and
like
sorcery.
a post-credit scene?
No.
Did you sit through the
was not.
credits?
I did
Was
not.
there any
like-
kind of like
because I
Super
looked.
Shredder hand through a dock? Like, oh no, goddamn, is gonna come back and
Like
fight-
Zeratan's not dead, or like...
Is
Does he die?
Zertan?
And that was one of my issues with the movie is they spent so much time building up and making the 2 best characters of the movie, and they kill them both off.
Oh, they kill
So
off
their
the two.
entire story
Orc
arc,
Dan and Gork Dan.
so their entire story arc was for nothing because they died at the end, and their deaths were kind of meaningless.
All right, so let me give you this from you. How much did this movie cost to make? 135 million, I think you said once.
160 million production budget.
To make. All
To
right.
make.
What'd it do in the States?
Domestically, it has made so far $29.9 million.
that's a
But
hell
it
of
made
a
what
hit.
overseas though?
But foreign is 280 million,
So it's considered a
281
success.
million. Total 310 million. It's still got a couple more foreign
They're gonna
markets.
realize
to
it's
open.
actually in yen and not dollar bills. Like we're rolling in it. Nope.
3,000 yen.
But so I think it has earned enough to. I think it will get a sequel because this movie made in China alone. This movie has made
So just release
like
it in
160 million dollars.
Here's what I don't understand. How many people played Warcraft? Like,
Millions. of
why did
people
they go
played
see it?
Warcraft. I don't know. That's the thing that I don't understand why this movie failed so badly. I didn't expect this to be one of the comic book movies that we see that's a $200 million opening weekend, but
Yeah.
I expected this to be a $50 to $60 million opening
yeah,
weekend.
because
and
if
that
that
would've
many
been
people
decent.
played this game, if they all went and saw it at $12 a shot,
Yeah, and so I don't.
we
I don't
lost
know.
Ken, by the way. He's drawing Punisher symbols on his
all right.
paper.
I'm listening. I just have nothing to say right now.
I don't
Oh, that's
know if it
fine.
was a problem of marketing, if it was bad word of mouth, because there wasn't great.
Or maybe people, when they
response
saw the
to
commercials,
this.
just thought it was a video game commercial.
And that's possible. So
Because I
that,
thought
that
it looked
goes,
really fake.
That goes back to marketing. But the one real negative, which was a negative of my mind for the Hobbit 5 Armies, was the big battle, the wide shots of the battle scenes. It just looked like ants crawling on the ground. You couldn't get any detail, and that wasn't great. But they did the same thing in the Hobbit movie.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
So overall,
Yeah.
I enjoyed it. I am looking forward. I'm
many
hoping that they have
cheese
a
wheels?
sequel. I gave this 3.75 cheese wheels
Cheese wheels.
out of 5.
Wow, that's kind of high, man.
He broke it down into quarter
Yeah, he
percentage
did.
points.
That's a
did.
lot. 3.75 cheese wheels, man. All right, so let's move on. Warcraft.
Okay, yeah.
So what video game movies what we got coming up? I looked this up the other day. You got Assassin's Creed coming up starring Magneto,
Don't care.
right? Do you care at all to see that
No.
movie?
We saw the preview before X-Men.
And it looks so
horrible.
stupid.
Yeah.
Do you want to see it?
I do.
You like Assassin's
Did you play
Creed,
that
though.
game?
I played the game.
That's okay.
Okay. You think it's going to be good?
I do think it's going to be good.
You think Michael Fassbender's going to bend some pauses on it? He's going to be all right?
I think it's going to be good.
Benson Fossils.
And then after that, I saw we have another Resident Evil coming out.
Don't care. I never saw any of those.
I don't care.
See, I actually like those.
I tapped out after I think the second one.
I've never
See,
seen
to me, Resident Evil movies are great HBO or FX things. Like when that comes on like Sunday at 9, there's nothing on TV, and I'm like, oh, Resident Evil, what is this? Armageddon, Apocalypse, Annihilation. Like, I'm in. Zombies, killing, shooting. She looks pretty good in her leather. Like, yeah.
But that's why you're not going to pay money to go see this in the movie theater.
Not at all. Not at all. But I'm going to watch the shit out of it on HBO. Probably 3 or 4 times. You know, and I'll be like, I'll skip by and be like, oh, it's that scene when they're in a prison. She's killing everybody with leather on. Yeah, let's turn this on. There's that other chick, and she's got swords and ridiculous outfits on, and those movies just get more and more ridiculous.
Oh, absolutely.
But, you know, it's enjoyable, I think. And then they're doing Uncharted, I heard. Which
depending on who they cast for that could be a really cool one. Because it's very Indiana Jones, and that could launch if it's done well and they get a good leading man to play Nathan Drake. That could go places.
I don't know. And then you have the new Tomb Raider that they're thinking of doing, where she's younger, which I have no interest in.
Which is going off of the new video, the way the new video.
I have no interest in that. Ready for me to sound like a sexist jerk again?
Yeah, I'm ready.
I love the 2 before Tomb Raider movies because I love Angelina Jolie and the way she looked as Lara Croft. That's Lara Croft to me with the over-exaggerated curves and body, and that's what I want to see. I don't want to see Daisy Ridley from Star Wars play Lara Croft and be all like young girl innocent and all that, and I don't want that kind of Tomb Raider.
And I don't think she's going to.
Well, they're going to cast her like younger, and I don't know who that appeals to then. It's like a young Indiana Jones
It's going to appeal to Jason Xander, who might play the game, you know?
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I want the over-sexualized Lara Croft, and Angelina Jolie was great in those roles.
And that's what's wrong with the world today.
It is. It's wrong. But I'm a pig, what my wife says, so, you know. Those movies were good. Did you like those Tomb Raider movies?
I never saw them or played the games.
I liked the first one. The second one was I could give or take.
Yeah, they were fine. It was over the top thing. Her coming out of the water in bathing suits and tight outfits on, and
It is what it is.
It kept your attention. So I don't know. So any of those movies, I don't really think are going to be any good. But you know what? Do you think you should stop making these movies? No, because they're good popcorn flicks, I guess.
And I look at it this way too. If they spent, I mean, it's like comic book movies. The storyline's already written. Yeah. You can just plug it in, and it should be cheap to develop. I don't think
video game movies transfer well to the big screen like a comic does.
No, I don't think so.
A comic, you know, it's a story that's being written, and it's a story that's meant to be told, where these games, it's just meant to be played.
Yeah.
Like, it's enough backstory where you kind of make up your own mind as you're playing it, and you have everybody who's played, like, Warcraft has their own story that they're like dealing with.
The thing with Warcraft is there is a lore to it.
There is a lore. I understand that.
While you're playing, because you're not playing the main characters. The main characters are, from the movie anyway, the way I understand it, is they're in the background and their story is going on, and you fit into their world.
Right.
And I think that's the same thing with Assassin's Creed. There is a pretty deep history and story within the video game that you are assimilating into as playing the game.
Well, I'm sure you'll see Assassin's Creed and we'll laugh at it. And
that's fine. We can do another one like we did tonight, where I'm the only one that goes and sees it, and I come back and give a review on the podcast.
So if you had to pick your favorite video game movie of all time, what would it be?
Oh.
Do you have any? Because you know what? I actually couldn't believe how many there were when I looked it up.
Like,
I was like, oh, Silent Hill, that was a video game.
Well, yeah,
I'm like, this horror movie, that was a video game.
I read the agenda for tonight wrong, and I pulled together a bunch of really bad ones instead of my favorite.
So give me a couple ones that are really bad.
The Mario Brothers movie.
Well, that was bad.
That's terrible. Prince of Persia.
Oh, I had that. Well, look, on my bad list, number 1, I had Prince of Persia, because I catch that hunk of crap on HBO, and Winston was like, what is this? I'm like, I can't even get through 5 minutes of this horrible thing.
I have no idea. I've never seen any of these movies.
My list of bad movies, I had Prince of Persia, Mortal Kombat.
Mortal Kombat was probably the best.
I was just going to say, that's my favorite.
That's so terrible.
What's better than Mortal Kombat?
I don't know. I mean, for me, I liked Resident Evil.
The first one, not any of the sequels. The sequels were trash. The first Mortal Kombat movie is the best video game movie that's ever been made.
Okay, maybe. I don't know. I don't really. I didn't think so.
In a pile of crap, it sits on the top.
I thought Street Fighter was bad.
Street Fighter was terrible.
When you have, the guy from the Addams Family being the main villain?
Well, it wasn't Jean-Claude Van Damme.
Guile.
Guile.
The U.S. guy. Yeah. Here's another one. Blood Rain. That's a terrible movie.
I forgot
Based
that
off
was
of
a
a
movie.
I
terrible
don't think
game.
I've seen that.
It's like some
it's-
chick vampire. It's a female Blade set in medieval times. It's horrible. It's a chick
bad.
with her boobs out killing vampires. It's
Yeah.
really terrible.
It was like a direct to DVD thing.
Doom, I thought, was horrible.
Well, yeah, that wasn't Doom. It was The Rock.
It's The Rock. And the worst one is Max Payne.
Oh yeah,
Wasn't that Mark Wahlberg?
The Mark
Oh, well,
Wahlberg,
that just adds
that no.
why Ken hates Mark Wahlberg.
It wasn't in black and white too.
Well,
or-
no, it was shot in that Sin City
Yes.
noir vibe.
Yeah, it was horrible.
The
No.
game wasn't bad.
Yeah, you're right. The game wasn't bad. I maintain that if you don't tie that to Max Payne and you try and separate the two, it's still not a great movie.
But it's called Max Payne.
I know, but if you
Everything
try
that's
and
there that
separate,
says it's something, if you just say it's
If you can
something,
make a completely different movie with a completely different actor, that was an alright. That movie was terrible.
there were elements of that movie that were cool,
What?
you
but,
know what's
but
cool
it had
about
nothing
that
to do
movie?
with the video game.
Okay.
The end was cool.
Here's what I can't remember. I think I got this.
Hey.
Here's what I did. I think I got Mortal Kombat and this one mixed up. What was the one that had Kevin Nash in it, and he was the one chick's father, and it was Jamie Presley that used to be from the Joe Dirt movies, and
That was the Chun-Li Street Fighter one, wasn't
no,
it?
The Legend of-
they
the
played
Legend of
volleyball.
Chun-
Those chicks, and they were like it was like a chick fight thing. What movie was that?
Are you
I
sure it
don't
was
know.
Jamie Presley?
Yeah, it was Jamie Presley.
All right.
And Kevin Nash is her dad. And I got Mortal Kombat. Mortal Kombat was good. This movie was called. They made a movie about this girl where a video game about it where they just play volleyball. And you just play hot chicks playing volleyball. But they're all from this video game.
Oh my god, I don't have no idea.
Do you know what I'm talking about?
No.
And she has to fight her dad, and Kevin Nash is her dad. And it's just these girls, and they're like, it's hot chicks, and they're like, you got to fight this girl, and they're like, it's like real cheesy, and it's DOA, Dead or Alive. And remember when they made the volleyball game over that? It was just a volleyball game
Yeah.
playing as
Yeah,
DOA
yeah,
girls
yeah.
because they're all in bikinis and half naked.
Yeah.
And in the movie, they play volleyball, and it's like all the U.S. girls versus the Chinese girls, and it's all in short shorts, and it's like, what am I watching here? This movie is horrible. And Kevin Nash is like maybe 10 years older than Jamie Presley, but he's her dad, and she's going, Daddy, I gotta fight you, and he's like, oh baby girl, I'm gonna try not to hurt you, and it's terrible.
Wow.
And that's what I thought was Mortal Kombat. Mortal Kombat was. Because I haven't played it in so long. That had Ryu or
Yeah, it had,
Raiden,
yeah,
the
yeah,
god.
yeah.
It was played by the old guy from the Kung Fu movie, right?
No,
was-
it was Christopher Lambert from the Highlander.
From the Highlander, right? Yeah, it was good. Mortal Kombat was good because Scorpion was in it. He had
They're
that cool
making
scene.
a Sonic the Hedgehog movie?
Yes, they
Yeah.
are.
But yeah, okay, we really just went off the deep end in this
Wow.
podcast. I mean, we just lost it. The wheels fell off. I don't even know how much time we
There was
had
a
to go.
Double Dragon movie that had
Double Dragon was that movie was
That
terrible.
was terrible. That's what I think. I think all in all, video game movies are kind of just good popcorn stuff, and But I'm glad you kind of liked Warcraft, so that's good. I don't feel so bad forcing you to see it now. Yeah, how about you there, Kenny? Anything to add? Are you good?
No, I'm good. I'm good.
All right, so we hope you enjoyed these shows this week.
The hat trick of shorties that we
And,
just did.
and let us know what
of
you think. If you
shorties.
like this format better instead of an hour-long one that takes forever.
You see, you ask people to say it, but they give us no feedback.
No one will give us any feedback because no one cares.
No.
We want feedback, people.
Yeah.
No one cares. No one even makes it
Just
this far, especially
call
in
your
this
mom
world.
and ask her what she thinks.
Yes.
Okay.
She'll let me know.
All right.
All right. So please, I'm going to pimp the stuff. Please like, share, subscribe, invite to all of our social media
If
nonsense.
you subscribe, we'll give you presents. We're going to start auctioning off Justin on Saturday nights. You can
Yes.
go to the movies with him.
Going to
and-
the movies with Justin.
and he'll buy
Let's
you a
go
popcorn.
To the movies.
And we got to come up with we got to sell somebody to get more likes. We got to figure something
I have
out.
stuff I'll give away.
Yeah. Just sell
I have
stuff.
things.
You can have Alex for the night if you want, whatever it takes.
We should let him say hi. He's
Yeah.
been.
Alex, come say hi real quick. Just say hi, everybody, into the microphone.
Hi, everybody.
Say, like my dad's podcast.
Like my dad's podcast.
Did you even hear him?
It's light, but I
Yell it
I can
again. Say,
enhance it.
like and share.
Like and share.
Say, good night, everybody.
Lightning chair.
Bye, everyone.
All right. See you later.
Thanks, everybody.